Hello, we're back. We're the Dudes of Horror. I'm Damien. I'm with
Worm Boy, what's up, guys?
Toots,
Toots, yes.
and our guest Moon Girl.
Sup, boys and ghouls?
We're gonna do a podcast review of the movie Ready or Not. We just went to see it right now, so we're giving like our initial thoughts on the movie. So, what did we think?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. It had some little. The comedy was cute. It was cute, and it was kind of gory. All around, I thought it was pretty good.
I don't see where the cute comes from, but I can understand though. But I thought it was also good. It had its moments where like Toots was telling me during the movie, after the movie, that the jokes they were trying to use some of them were they didn't they didn't need them.
There were a couple of jokes that I thought kind of felt when the characters try to be funny. I didn't think they were funny, but when they played it straight, I thought that was funny. You know, especially towards the end, especially when the bride was just like like that. Like I don't know, I found that hilarious. I thought it was really good.
The end.
Yeah, the end.
Spoilers.
No, yeah, we're going into spoilers, but I mean, as you know, we usually do spoilers.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat. But the movie basically was about, I don't know what it was about that much.
It was kind of like the movie You're Next, if any of you remember that movie.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that.
I saw it once.
I think we saw it together, actually.
I was thinking of You're Next and like Cabin in the Woods.
I was thinking of The Most Dangerous Game. I was thinking
and
of that
stuff
story.
like that, like
Yeah.
Hard Target.
Mm-hmm.
The old, and what was that movie called? Surviving the Game.
Yeah, like Surviving the Game.
And Hard Target. I thought a Hard Target because how the rich people like pay to hunt like some.
Oh, with what's his face?
With Van
Jean-Claude
Damme.
Van Damme. Okay.
That sounded
Yeah.
familiar.
But the two like current movies that I put together, like horror movies, was You're Next and Cabin in the Woods.
It was very similar to me, like the movie You're Next. Basically, almost the same concept. Like the girl goes in there, she doesn't know what's going on, and crazy family, and then it just goes to shit. But it was pretty good. I liked it.
Well, I thought of Cabin in the Woods because of the aspect of like how they're having to make some sacrifice to a higher power, and you don't know what that is like till the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was the parallel that I saw to Cabin in the Woods, but mostly it's You're Next because like a brief synopsis of the movie is like Samara Weaving plays this newlywed character that marries into an extremely rich, wealthy family. And she learns that they have this odd ritual on the wedding night where they play a game.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems just kind of weird and harmless at the beginning, but then you find out that it's actually very, like, there's fatal consequences. Like,
Well,
and it's like an old tradition, like, it's gone back generations and generations with this family. And then slowly throughout the movie you learn the reason why the family has this like bizarre, dangerous tradition. So
yeah, like the tradition itself is whenever somebody joins the family, they have to play a game. However, if the person that joins the family gets hide and seek, that's when they have to sacrifice.
Killing them.
Yeah, that's when they have to get sacrificed before dawn.
Yeah. And I like the way it starts up. Like I don't think they rush too much into it, but it progresses really well. Like it doesn't go too slow or too fast. Like
I agree.
Yeah.
And it was like I liked seeing all the games they had there, and the history about I forgot his name, the guy in charge. LaBelle, yeah. And then once it turns to the box, it kind of reminded me of Hellraiser.
Yeah, it was reminding me of
also
that.
too.
And I was like, I couldn't help it but say like in my head like you opened the box.
The box.
We came.
Opened it. We came.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny.
well, that you brought that up, Worm Boy, and we were talking about it on the ride home. I thought there were like a lot of homage,
Yes.
like in this movie, like to because, and I was like, if Toots is gonna steal this from me, the
chicks.
servants, the female servants at the beginning of the movie, I was like, that has to be an homage to the old Robert Palmer videos from the 80s.
That's what they remind me.
Definitely. They
Yeah.
have it to the T, the dress, the hair back, the makeup, the red lipstick.
Yeah, they just weren't fake playing instruments. That's really the
Yeah,
only thing.
on guitar.
I don't think I've seen that video.
But they
Never?
looked
You have to
exactly.
They parody it like almost
But it
every.
was more than it was Addicted to Love. And,
It was Addicted to
Simply
Love.
Irresistible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had like these like models with like really serious faces with like a lot of makeup on, with their hair slicked back like in black dresses, just like in
Playing
the
fake
movie.
guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're just like totally
Like models, pretty much.
Mhm.
Just,
like
I,
with no
I need
expression.
to see it, but
We'll
Yeah.
play it after this.
Yeah. But I thought all the acting was good in this movie. Like, I heard a lot of other reviews where people said that Samara Weaving stood out,
hmm
which she did a great job in the movie.
did.
Yeah.
She's really cute. I love her big eyes, and her teeth are cute too. I think she did a great job.
I got it confused with Margot Robbie the first time I saw the trailer.
yeah, I admit that too.
Yeah.
But
She kind of
very-
does
very
give a
different.
little, an
You know,
air to her.
there was a thing online that I saw that Samara Weaving actually said that a lot of people were saying they were going to go see this movie just because she looked like Margot Robbie.
Oh, really?
And she said, no, and she was like, I have no problem with that. If it sells the movie, go for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, might as well.
but I thought all of the, even the family, like, I thought all the acting was good.
I
Like,
thought the pacing was very well done. The
Yeah,
shit hit the fan like at a really nice
Yeah.
progression. Yeah.
Versus Your Next, because that one just kind of just boom, slam, everything took off really fast. This one, the progression was pretty well,
hmm
if you remember.
I saw it just that one time, but I won't. This movie, like, they just get right to it. Like, they don't, there's not like this long build up. Like, there's not like a long build up to the food's here. We could edit this out later.
Yeah. No, we should keep it in. We should just keep it in.
No, it's too much barking. We'll edit it out later.
Well, anyway, the movie.
No, I doubt they're gonna be able to hear us over Dexter's barking.
Oh yeah, I know.
I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, so did I.
No, like there wasn't like this long build up to the movie where you like to the plot where you kind of get bored. Like they go right into it, but they do explain what's going on. Like
Yeah.
it starts. You're already at the wedding at the beginning of the movie.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, because everything's hinted at, and then then like okay, well, the game's something's gonna happen with the game, and then once the first Robert Palmer chick gets killed, then it's like okay, this is the real intention, and then you figure out part of the intention, and then later on, the true intention of why the game exists whenever they play hide and seek.
But this would be considered a dark comedy, right?
Yeah.
I think it is
Yeah.
a dark comedy because it was funny. I thought parts of it were pretty funny. That's why I said it was cute, because I thought it was funny, and it had some gory parts. So I do consider it a dark comedy.
I liked how that girl with she always kept on killing people, like,
Mhm.
but
Oh, the sister.
by
the
accident.
sister.
I forgot her name.
I thought it was really funny. Yeah, that the sister
She
was such a klutz.
drugged out the whole time.
Yeah.
She was doing cocaine, and then she was doing some pills.
Pills.
And then she shot one of the relatives in the head, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
No, it was
No.
one of the Palmer girls.
was one of the maids.
One of the maids.
maids.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
or they weren't really maids. Remember?
Yeah, they were dancers.
Dancers. Then she shot another one.
With the bow or the
with a
crossbow.
bow,
Through
yeah.
the mouth, right?
Yeah,
that
through the
one was
mouth.
that one was crazy.
The only gripe I have with this movie was the camera work.
I didn't.
It
I
didn't-
know
it didn't
it's
bother
bad.
me that much.
It didn't bother me, but I mean, I was just into whatever was happening. It didn't really bother me, but I'm sure it would bother other people. Other people, but I didn't. It wasn't a really big deal for me.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was a set or if they were filming on location, like in an actual mansion, but the setting was like awesome. Like I wanted to see
Yeah.
like I wanted to see more like in focus, wide.
I kind of feel
shots
like they did it on purpose,
of
though.
that mansion
To make it seem like it was like her perspective. you know?
Yeah, I kind of feel like they did it on purpose.
But
I
I
could be
didn't-
wrong, but that's how I took it.
I agree with that too.
I didn't
Yeah.
like it though. I thought it was a lot of like shaky cam, close ups.
No, I've seen action movies that are a lot worse with the shaky cam. Like you cannot tell what the fighting's happening or whatever. This, it was just like over the shoulder to build tension, I thought.
I think so too,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't really find it that like disturbing, or not disturbing, but like bothersome. Like it didn't really bother me that much.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't.
I guess it's because the way they had the story going, I really got into it, and I was like, oh, I can kind of put that aside.
One thing I really liked is the fact that when the movie starts out, you see the different board games from like the family company,
Yeah.
and then you see like all the hints, like family ritual and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you see the same thing again, but it's like now the Easter eggs are actually kind of like shown to you.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I was wondering how, like, okay, hide and seek, you have to find them and kill them, right? But I wonder.
Normally you don't.
I wonder-
in the movie, yes.
No, of course, in the movie. That's what I'm talking about. 'Cause-
I think people know that.
yeah, that's why we're reviewing this
You don't
movie.
have to explain
But
that.
I was wondering, like, what does checkers really entail? I know it's a game, right? But do you have to, like, if you lose, you lose a finger or something?
No, as far as I
Or is
know-
it just a normal game and that's
Well,
it?
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it's
the
just
way
a
they
normal-
hinted it as being a normal game, that everybody who recently came into the family the past, I guess it would be maybe 10 years or so, it was just normal games, whether it be checkers or something.
Old
other-
Maid.
The only
Yeah.
time they had to kill the person was if they drew the
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 hide
hide and seek card.
Mhm.
But it hadn't happened in like a long time
Yeah.
because the mother says that it only happened one time since she's been married to the father.
And it was
So
when the sons were like 5.
yeah, so about years, maybe 20, something like that.
Yeah, 20, 30, something like that.
But I mean, you can tell that they've been doing it for like forever, because there was also parts in the movie where this girl kind of falls down and in a hole or something, and they find there's other dead bodies there and gooey stuff. So I mean, it was obvious that they were throwing bodies there.
And they had like goats and stuff.
They had
too,
goats
down
too.
there.
Yeah.
Didn't-
See, and that was another moment when I was kind of like, what is that? Like, I can't see what's going on. Like, I wanted to see,
I think what the family would do, I think what the family did is, if it was just a regular game like checkers, old maid, backgammon, whatever, I think instead of sacrificing the person, they sacrificed a goat. You
That
know,
might
that
be,
was
that might be something.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it was
Well, they did mention that they did sacrifice some goats.
yeah, because they mentioned that like, oh, it was a goat, you know, last time or something. They mentioned something like that.
So I want to talk about the creepy ass aunt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
she
it was
was
creepy.
she was the sister of the father of the boy who gets married, or the man who gets married, and she was really creepy, and she had that bitch face the whole fucking movie. And I could have sworn she looks familiar to me. I think she's done like maybe 80s movies. I can't really put my finger on it, but I could have sworn I've seen her in other
looks
movies,
familiar.
other
She does.
horror movies.
I thought she came out in Halloween for some reason.
Maybe she did. I can't
I don't know
really like
why.
pinpoint it, but she was creepy, and she was she was a bitch. But
Yeah.
Was that
you-
the Aunt
Yeah.
Helen or Helene character? Helen?
Helen?
Like,
I don't remember.
I think so. But she was old. She was like the oldest one. I
Yeah,
think.
she was
Yeah.
the oldest one. But I mean, it also kind of tells you why she's the way she is, because this is a spoiler, but you know, when her wedding night, the same thing happened. Her husband pulled the hide and seek card, and you know, she basically had to let her family kill her husband.
Yeah, because if she doesn't let that happen, then she dies also.
Yes.
So like you're pretty much fucked there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
your family dies. If you do not kill the person who pulls the card by, was it Dawn?
Dawn.
Your family dies and you die.
Mm-hmm.
And your husband's going to die anyway, so
Might as well kill them. you know,
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
yes. Or at least they thought so. They weren't sure.
They weren't sure.
They weren't
were like
sure
last
something was going to
family-
happen
Yeah.
Yeah.
till the very end of the movie. And that's when I thought it was kind of funny towards the end,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah, that was
kind
pretty
of
funny.
explodes. Nobody believed it was going to happen. That they were like, for a second there, you're like, you see, it's bullshit. But and then boom, everybody just dies off, and it was kind of funny.
Yeah, everyone
Um,
explodes.
Well, all throughout the movie, like the generation of the family, like the husband's generation, they were kind of like pondering, like, is this BS or
Yeah.
not. Like even the brother-in-law, the chubby guy,
Yeah.
he was like googling it at some point. He was
Which
like,
he was hilarious too. I really liked him. He was
Fitch.
funny.
He looks
What
like
was
he
that?
reminds you of Otho from Beetlejuice.
You know what? Yeah, I think so too.
The one
I
that was
agree.
looking up the
That's
video.
what
I was
was,
thinking.
yeah, he was
looks-
funny.
He
He
reminds you
gets
of
a bow
Otho.
and arrow, and he doesn't know how to use it. So then he's like looking at videos on the toilet, and it was pretty funny.
And I like how he doesn't give a shit about that other girl that doesn't like him. Like,
Yeah.
he hates her too. Like, but in a he was like the one I think was the funniest for
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I thought for a second I thought they really were gonna go with the whole like nothing really happens. It was just an old wives' tale.
I thought so too.
And I thought the aunt would have been like, "Wait a minute, I killed my husband for,
For nothing? I
and
agree.
then they all would have just turned on the father, you know?
Yeah.
well, because they kind of delay the combustion thing at the end, like
me. Yeah.
The explosion.
like you're like you're thinking like, is it bullshit? Like, because they kind of like
That's what I liked
it
about it.
delays for a second. Like I was thinking that I was like, is it a bunch of BS? Like, but then I was thinking like, why would it be BS?
And then they point the camera to the fire, so I was like, oh no, it's not. Once they
Yeah.
did that, I was like, something's gonna happen.
Well, it starts because they weren't able to sacrifice the girl the way they wanted to. So, spoiler, sorry guys. And so then everybody kind of just waits around. Nothing's happening. They think it was just full of shit. It wasn't true. And then everybody starts, exploding. I really thought that like her vagina was gonna explode because she was probably pregnant and she was gonna just say fuck. And I was waiting for it, and I thought that would have been hilarious.
That's what I
And a
said,
great
too.
fucking ending.
That would've
But
been crazy.
it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it was,
Yeah.
it was pretty comical actually. I know it's supposed to be gory, but again, it's like a dark comedy. It was funny. It was. It had its
Yeah.
moments.
I actually I laughed at the last.
I did too.
Yeah.
The last one, I
Yeah.
couldn't hold it in when she throws her ring at him and then
Yeah.
poof, he just explodes.
Yeah, another spoiler. The husband's a jerk. You feel sorry for him because he wants to like save the day and save her, and they just got married. But at the end, he was just like his family, and he like screwed her over. So he got what he deserved.
But
if you ask me.
but his
Yeah.
mother was right because he was like I've known you longer than this girl has. Like I know how you think, And at first you're like, no, he's probably gonna save the day to a certain extent, and like no, like he betrays her.
Yeah.
But actually, I really enjoyed that because it wasn't
Cliche.
cliche, like, oh, I'm gonna save her, and because honestly, I really don't like happy
wouldn't-
endings.
I
I'm
wouldn't-
sorry, in scary
I wouldn't-
movies, I don't like happy endings.
that
Kind of a
would've
happy
happened-
ending because she
Well,
survives.
that part is, but you
No,
know what I
but,
mean.
like,
I don't want it to
understand.
be predictable.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of movies, horror movies, are very predictable, like towards the end, and then you could just guess what's gonna happen, and what's the fun in that, really?
Yeah.
Well, it was like all throughout the movie, the husband and the brother.
Yeah.
What's the actor's
drunk-
name?
the
Adam
drunk-
Brody.
Adam
Yeah,
Brody.
Adam
Adam
Brody,
Brody.
There were moments they were struggling with like the morality of
Yeah.
the situation all throughout the movie. Like like the scene in the study where the brother
Even-
gives her a 10-second head start
Yeah.
to get away. Like
You see, and I'm not a fan of him. Like, I've never been a fan of him, but this is the only movie I was rooting for him, and I became a fan. So he changed my mind just in this movie. So I
Well,
really liked his character.
what I thought was ironic about this movie, and I actually thought like, is it the same director? Was because the first time I ever saw any kind of acting from Samara Weaving was Debbie and I watched The Babysitter on Netflix.
That's a good movie, dude.
But
I
it was,
haven't seen that.
It
I
was
haven't seen
actually
it either.
it was directed by Mick G,
Oh, okay.
and that's not the director of this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm glad.
I like that.
but it had like the same. She's more like she turns out to be more like the main villain in The Babysitter, but it had like a real similar like very gory dark comedy horror movie.
I'm all for like dark comedies.
It had like a very.
Army of Darkness, all that. I love dark comedies.
Is that considered a dark comedy?
Yes, it's considered a dark comedy.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was weird. Like Samara Weaving's been in two like very like bizarre very gory.
Roles.
Well, now I have to watch it.
But they're
Maybe when we're done,
very-
we'll watch it.
Yeah,
They're-
it's a good. I thought it was good.
They're
A lot
both-
of people think it's not, but
Like they're both very gory, bizarre, like horror comedies, and like she's been in two, and they're by two different directors. So
yeah, she did good. She did really good.
I think her acting was good.
Yeah.
I thought all the acting in this movie was good.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I agree with y'all about. I agree with everybody about the pacing, about
The acting.
the acting, about the story, about the editing. Everything. It's just the only gripe I had was the camera work. Like
I think for me, I didn't really notice it. Like, and I'll repeat myself because it was more just like, it's something that I can stand, because everything else I think was done really well.
Yeah.
But it was like that set, man. Like I wanted to see
more
a
of the
lot.
house.
I wanted to
Yeah.
see a lot of like clear, wide angle shots of that house. That set.
I get what
like-
you're saying, but I also kind of feel like they did it on purpose. And, I mean, I was okay with it. But I know what you're saying, especially when they go where the goats are in the little farmhouse or whatever. It was just kind of like,
What's going on?
yeah, what's
Like,
going
Yeah.
on? And I did kind of like jump off my seat for a second when like a goat kind of just jumped in the way because of the camera angle. You know what I mean? Do you
Yeah.
all remember that part? But again, I feel like they did that on purpose to try to scare you. So it's like,
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be a scary movie. So there's supposed to be some parts that are gonna
Be scary.
Yeah.
scary, or they want to scare
I-
you.
I just like the fact that Samara Weaving's character punches a kid in the face.
I missed
Me
that part.
too.
I was in
Yeah.
the restroom.
That was awesome.
There's a
Yeah.
little jerk kid. He sees her. She thinks that he's gonna help her,
Georgie,
and then
yeah.
Georgie. Then he shoots her
Which is another reference.
because he's a little asshole, and then she punches him in the face. And good for her.
Yeah, I didn't see that part, but I saw the aftermath
Yeah.
of his black eye.
Yeah, the other tidbit I liked was the detail where the father, once they got into the discussion of like, oh, well, we don't kill her, we don't kill her. Like, but it's like, no, like, remember what happened to the neighbors or like the Van
Yeah.
Horns or whatever they were called?
Their house burned.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, their house burned down. Like, and it's like, no, that's
and
not
their
what happened.
house
to
ended
them.
up burning down too.
Yeah.
So
That's what the news told you, but
Yeah.
like that's not how they died.
Well, there was one example that it was the cousin or not the cousin, the brother-in-law, the Fitch character, the chubby guy.
Yeah,
which
Where-
I really enjoyed him. I really liked him.
I thought he was the funniest character
Yeah.
too.
I think
Yeah.
so.
But that scene where he's sitting in that room, like with his back to the window, and he's googling like pacts with the devil bullshit or not.
yeah,
That was
It was
hilarious.
But it cut to like a semi-wide shot, and you see Samara Weaving just like jump down
Yeah.
behind him, and you hear like the thump.
yeah.
Like that was funny. And
The
it was,
delivery
like-
of the jokes, and some of them were like subtle jokes. It was pretty good, and that's why I say it was cute because it was funny to me. Those parts, even though it's supposed to be a horror movie. It was good. It was a great timing, I think.
No, like the gory horror comedy aspect of this movie, I thought they nailed. It's like in vein of like The Babysitter and like American Psycho.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
blood on the face of her, I was like, that's American Psycho right there. Was it on
Yeah.
her or on the guy? No, it was on
It's
her.
on everybody.
It was on everybody. Yeah,
But mainly the way they zoomed into her face with all her blood, and you could already tell she's gone. Like
Yeah.
she's not gonna be fine after this. She's gonna need a lot
lot
of
of
therapy.
therapy.
But
Yeah.
it was shot really well, and it
She was
reminded
like in
me.
shock.
Yeah.
I guess towards the end of the movie, she just didn't give a shit. She was just in shock. But she is the last one standing, so she's gonna keep everything.
Yeah.
Does she?
Gonna
But
inherit-
I heard you say like she's gonna. You and Debbie said like,
Yeah.
are they gonna get all the? Is she gonna get all the money?
Yeah, well, she
Well,
married
was
him.
married with him.
Yeah.
She was married
So-
with him. She was the last one remaining. Everyone,
Unless this
spoiler,
is
died.
Russia or
And
She won't get the estate or the house because the house.
I'm sure they have
she's
insurance.
gonna get everything.
I'm sure with what she gets,
I
she
doubt
just
she wants that
remodels it.
house anyways.
Yeah.
It's burned,
Bad memories.
a lot of bad memories.
No, it's like I know I'm repeating myself. Like the only gripe I had was the camera work. So if I gave this movie a letter grade, I would say a B because everything else lands. Like I I thought all the comedy. Like I know Toots, you were saying that some of the jokes were
There
kind
were
of like
there were a couple of jokes that I thought kind of fell flat. But like for instance, when you hear the thud, like when she's falling out the window, I thought that was funny.
that was funny.
The Fitch character was funny.
Yeah, he
But I
was
think when
funny.
somebody else tried to say something funny, like
It's not that funny.
yeah,
Yeah, I would give it a B as well, just because I feel it could have been a little better, but it was still pretty good. I liked it. It still made me laugh. It still had, gore. It had a, story to it. So, I'll agree with you on the B.
I think I'm
Rated. Yeah.
also there at B.
yeah.
I was thinking of a B minus, but then talking more about it and going over it again, I was like, no, it deserves a B. It wasn't an A plus or an A
Yeah.
movie,
No.
but it wasn't a C movie either. Like this is something I would want to see again.
I mean, it was worth watching, even if you just want to wait till the dollar movie. Fuck it, just go see it at least.
Yeah.
Or if it comes out, Netflix, Hulu, something. I mean, definitely see it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think, and the B is also for me the everything we've already went over. Like the acting was good, the comedy was pretty good.
I think all the actors did a pretty good job. There was definitely unknown actors that I've never seen before.
Yeah, I didn't.
And I think the biggest star there was probably that Brody guy.
I don't
Right.
even know who he is.
Adam Brody.
Is he?
Adam Brody.
The brother?
Is he the brother of Adrian?
Yeah.
I knew
No.
it.
Oh, I don't know.
I told you, Toots.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't
I don't know. I'm
Oh.
just saying his name.
Oh, okay.
No, but I give it.
But I think the acting was pretty good. I mean, especially for them not being well known.
Yeah, I give it like a B to a B plus. And like I really enjoyed the movie.
Well, you have to choose one, Toots.
you always do that too.
Yeah, you always do that.
Because there's so many factors to put in to
Well, I
take
would-
into account.
I haven't seen a lot of her movies, but I've never seen.
Honestly, this is the first time I've ever seen her. I think.
No, not Samara Weaving. I've
TV.
never seen Andy McDowell in a role like this before.
Me
The
neither.
one
No,
that
not
played
like
the-
this.
Oh
the
no,
one that
no,
played
I
the
forgot.
mother.
Yes, she's probably the biggest actor there, and
I've never
yeah.
seen her in a role.
She
like
always
this.
does like love movies or like what was it like For Weddings and a Funeral?
Bad Girls.
What was the other one?
That was-
Multiplicity.
Huh?
I always think of her. I think of Multiplicity.
Oh,
That's-
I was gonna say it. I was
I'm
gonna
sorry.
say it with what's his face? Yes.
Michael Keaton.
I know
Michael
a lot.
Keaton.
I know a lot of people say that movie is cheesy, but
I still like
love that
it from
movie.
what I remember. It's been a long time.
But I've never seen her like in a dark movie.
Yeah.
Like, even though
Not
it's
like this.
still
You know
a
what? I
comedy.
liked her a whole lot better now. I've never really been a fan of hers. There was Groundhog Day. I like that one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a
Groundhog
good
Day.
movie.
That was
Yeah.
a good movie. I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says.
Michael.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that
a
was
good- that's a
classic,
good
yeah,
movie.
that was a classic
Um,
movie.
Was she in that movie, Michael?
I
Michael.
think
The
so.
one where John Travolta's an angel.
I want to say
Oh
yes.
yeah,
Was she in
yeah.
that
I
movie?
think that's her. I believe that's her, or at least somebody who looks like her. If it's not her, but yeah, I mean, actually, I've never really been a fan of hers either till I saw this movie. I like her playing darker roles. She surprised me. Yeah, and the same thing is like you want to like her at first, and then I think she also battles with the morality of this, but towards the end she's a total bitch again, and but still well played. I really enjoyed her character.
Yeah,
You
I
guys, anything?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
same. You
I
you
think-
said
You
it
said it
really
all.
well. I
I
don't know
think
what
there's
else to say, but yeah, I agree with it.
I think this is the first movie where she dies horrifically.
This is the first movie I think I've ever seen where she dies.
I
Yeah.
think so.
No, well, I mean, I've seen The Babysitter. I've seen Samara Weaving in Ash vs. Evil Dead, and now in Ready or Not. And I'm anxious to see what else she can do because she's like,
Yeah.
she's
I-
legitimately a good actress.
I think she's to be like the next Scream Queen. That's where she's heading to. And by the way, she has an awesome scream. Heyo, no, but like in the movie.
No, and I'm
it was pretty
excited.
good.
No, I'm excited as hell because she's gonna be Bill's daughter in Bill and Ted Face the
Oh yeah,
Music.
that's right.
Oh shit! Really?
In Bill and Ted Face the Music, she got cast as Bill's daughter. So
And we can't review that movie, right?
It hasn't come out yet.
Or has it?
it comes out
Yeah.
next summer.
Her-
Rufus.
Her scream in the movie kind of reminded me of Leatherface, the original, towards the end when the girl kind of just, she's tied up in a chair and she's just screaming and screaming and screaming. And she had an awesome scream as well.
Or the iconic scene at the end
yeah.
when she's in the truck bed.
Yeah.
She's like screaming and laughing.
Exactly. That's kind of what it reminded me of. So I really think that she's heading to be, the next Scream Queen.
She had a good scream like Patricia Arquette.
Yeah.
In all the horror movies and stuff she's come out in.
Yeah. Well, even some of the first things that she goes through, which were just shit that just happened to her, as opposed to someone actually trying to kill her. Like when Georgie shoots her in the hand, yeah. But the fact that she gets like the nail through, and then she's trying to escape through the gate,
man, that was horrible.
and it's all like cutting her up, and
That was really good acting.
Yeah.
Like there was no comedy on those
Like
parts.
I could feel the pain.
Yes.
Because the way she was like, screaming and holding it in.
That was like survival, like
Mode,
sink or swim moments, and there was no comedy in those scenes, and she did really well acting.
And again, there's the gory part of the movie, so it went hand in hand. It was pretty good.
I would say if you're a diehard horror fan, it's worth paying the full price to see this movie.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
And if you're like,
or at least see the damn dollar movie. Like if you're kind of like on the fence about it, make it like just make it a little outing and at least go to the dollar.
Or
movie.
maybe like matinee, like a matinee like showing.
Manatee, what?
But But I say full price. Yeah, it's worth the full price.
It surprised me. Because the first time I ever saw a trailer for this movie, I was telling my wife, I was like, this movie is either going to be really good or a total shitbag.
I agree.
I thought it was gonna be a shit movie.
So did I.
So did I.
Because there's been some movies I've been really excited to see, and then I finally see it, and it sucks ass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why the fuck did I see this
Don't
shit?
say it, Toots.
Huh?
I know which
All
one
right.
you're thinking
I'm
of.
not gonna mention.
Fuck it, say it.
Teen Wolf.
House of the Dead.
Oh God.
Oh, no. I did not think that Ready or Not would be as bad as House of the Dead.
No.
I just thought like it's either gonna be really bad or really good. Like there's not gonna be any middle ground here. But it turned out to be really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So
just check it out, guys. Once again, we're the Dudes of Horror with special guest
Moon Girl
here.
from Moon Girl Tarot and more. So please make sure to check out my channel, guys. And I think we'll link something below.
Yeah.
Do tarot readings, rune readings, shell readings, stuff like that. So please give it a subscription and a thumbs up and a like, whatever. And I'll link this to my channel as well. So
Yeah.
We'll get together with the tech guy.
We'll cross the streams.
Yeah.
wait, Toots, you said crossing the streams was bad.
Yeah, you did.
So I had a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It was hopefully we can collab again.
Yeah,
thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it was fun.
I love this plan. I'm happy to be a part of it. Let's do it. Alright, so we're the Dudes of Horror. I'm Damien.
Worm Boy.
Toots.
Moon Girl from Moon Girl Tarot and more.
Catch you guys next time.
Bye.
See ya.